Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is part 5 of the social media app using Expo. We did Firebase in the last video and React Router, TypeScript. So we're using Redux. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. I haven't touched this, as always, since the last video. One of these videos, we'll go ahead and get Android started. I actually have to install Android Studio on this computer. Okay, let's do a little recap like we always do. This one's really a little faster. So the app enters with underscore layout. We did a lint update in the last video, but the app starts in underscore layout. Inside of layout is where like the app is loaded. We are wrapping the contents of our app inside this provider component. We're wrapping it. Sure, we're wrapping it inside of this provider component, which is our Redux setup. We have slot, which is like just like a placeholder, and I would imagine this is the same. This is just like the application itself. Once layout is finished running, it's going to take us to the index file, which is a root. We're going to use the root when it comes to like auto login. Actually, I think we have a root. So this would be app entry. Let's go ahead and change it to that. We have app entry. App entry takes us to the root file. The root file is where we're doing the auto login stuff. The root file is, yeah, we'll add a logo here as like a loading screen, but in this case, it's in charge of determining should we go to the main application or should we go to sign up. We can see that that's not what I want. I mean, I guess it's fine, but that's what I want. I just want to show that we can see that the user is still signed in. No? Am I missing it? Oh, here it is. Yeah. We can see that the user is signed in. If the user wasn't signed in a previous session, then this email would actually current user would be undefined. You see how it's either a Firebase auth type.user or null. It would be null, I guess. And then that would do nothing, honestly. So we have to fix that to take us to the sign up. Yeah, I mean, what we would need here is just simply go to sign up, and that'll actually fix it. So, but okay, yeah, then we go to the app. Right now, there's no data to load. I mean, we are loading the user document, but I mean, that's it. We're not loading anything else. We're not loading additional users or posts or anything, which we'll do in this video. So yeah, I mean that's it for now. We'll change this into some. We'll add to this as we need, but yeah. So we're on the main screen here. We redirect to root. Root's going to take us here, then we're going to go to the app. The app is the home screen. We're telling ourselves to start here. Post does not show automatically. Need to refresh. Post does not show user. Retrieve posts on auto login. Sounds good. Oh, goodness. Okay, so let's go ahead and think about how we want to display this post. I think what we're going to do here, we have a continue button, which is nice, but instead we're going to do one of these. Create post button. Button text. Let's do that. We'll do one of these like floating action buttons. Position absolute. Sure. Background. It's going to be primary. It seems like a big button though. That's good. That means that safe area view should flex, and now we're good. So I want to use see how Expo does it. That presents content above the rest of your app, and general mode is used to draw you. Okay. Where's the modal? Yeah, where's the modal at? Oh, here it is. We'll see how the modal works for this. Actually, I think what we should do is we'll just do a modal. Okay. And we'll just do it here to start. I won't do anything more. I haven't used this modal component in years, to be honest. I feel like it's a full screen modal. I would love to just use React Native modal. I mean, it has been updated in a while. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just going to use React Native modal. Expo install. Yeah, let's just do that. And then this is going to be, I don't know that I want to do that. I'll just do, I think we're going to turn it to a screen eventually. Okay. Let's do that to start. Okay. So, all right. So we actually, we got to do this the Redux way. So we're going to go to features and we have a current post slice, which is good. We just have to create this current post. So we're going to create a component and it's going to be create post modal. And then all we need to do here is just do the create post modal. Okay. Current post equals use app selector. I do hate how this requires the parentheses, but it's okay. Current post. Add post. Okay. This is going to be description. Value is going to be current post dot text on change text on description change. Okay. Dispatch. Goes use app dispatch. Dispatch current post actions dot set current post. Not quite. We need set. Oops. That's description. Okay. Let's fix this. Then what we can do here is do description input. There we go. Style. How does a width work for this thing? Width is 100%. Styles.input. Custom styles is what we want. We got 350, so let's do 320. Okay. Content, we're going to align item center. Right, because we're not doing like flex, because we're in the default state, align items works horizontally and justify content works vertically. So yeah. As always, would recommend Flexbox Froggy. If you're not familiar or comfortable with the Flex system, with using justify content and using all of these values, this is for React and web. I guess yeah, the web. It's the same exact thing with mobile. It's just instead of this is what we have on React Native, but on web it's align dash items, right? It's a little different. Okay, description input. Now we need to support TextArea. So this is a good time to introduce that. So so what we should do is TextArea. TextArea is false. Height is TextArea. We're going to give it that. Not description input. We want app input is TextArea. It's going to increase the height of it, which is good. Let's do like 120. Okay. Here, let's do just like a little spacing. Okay. I guess I'll just leave it at border like right for now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. But if I start typing, you'll see how it looks like that. That's because inside of here, we're not doing any number of lines. So if I do number of lines, TextArea for 1, let's see. Now what was the fix for that then? Is multi-line? Oh, is it that? There we go. Now I can post, I can do the things. Yeah. And you might want this thing where you can like scroll, like grab and minimize, maximize, but not me. Okay. I think all we want is a description for now, no? Yeah, we'll just keep it like that. We'll just keep it like that. So we don't need current post for this. We'll just do add edit post. Continue button. Child. Button text. Text is create post. On press. Okay. So we got continue button, button styles is what we want. It's the width we got on here, 320. Do we have any input, text components? We have a header? No. Something's going on. It's not refreshing. I then broke it. There we go. That looks good. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but that was a big crack. Okay. All right. So now we got to now we don't want to always show this, right? We want to dynamically show this. What we do for this, and you may be thinking, oh, we can just add like a is shown property here and pass it there, but this modal is going to be used in a bunch of different places. I think Twitter, you can create a post from your profile from all over the place, and we want to have that as well. So what we need to do instead is move this to Redux, and we always have what we call builders. So post builder.ts. And we're just going to have is post modal open. And that'll be it for now. Okay, so current post, all current post needs to be switched to post builder. Current post needs to be post builder. Let's get rid of this. That's what we want instead. We don't want an open and a close. I mean, I guess we could, but we don't really need that. Post builder. Looks good. So then, we put this up in here. Controls the state of the post builder modal. Sure. So then our create post modal, let's close all of these. Oops. What we're going to do is do a couple things. Dispatch equals use app dispatch. And then we're also going to do const. I'll leave this open. Equals use app selector state dot post builder. Is post modal open? Is post modal open? The answer is going to be no. Then what we're going to do is go to home. Yeah, let's start to figure out the routing here. We won't focus on that. So what we need to do here, instead of calling create post thunk, we need to do current. We need to do post builder actions dot set the modal to be open. So then I press on this, and there it goes. Okay, so now we're inside this modal. And what we should do is not put this here. We should instead, because if we put it here, then we would have to declare it everywhere that we use it. Whereas if we just go to the root, maybe not. These routes are different. I think it's the same thing, same issue as the not really issue, but same scenario as the uh, What am I thinking of? Safe area view. Sorry. But I wonder if we put it in here. No. What about here? I think provider should only have one child. I guess we can put stuff in here. That's cool. Very cool. All right, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But we got this here. Now what we want is a close button. And we'll just do something to the top right. So let me actually give me a little bit nicer here. We'll do 5 here, and we'll do 5 here. Okay. What we want is a close button. It's going to be position. Yeah, sure, fine. It's going to be both of these are going to be 0. Border, top, right, radius is going to be 10. Background color is going to be red. Border, bottom, left radius 10. Justify, and we'll leave it at that for now, just so I can show you, but we'll have closed text. Font size 20, bold, sure. Don't need the padding horizontal, so that's good. All right, so that's what we got. Width is going to be 50. Height is going to be 50. That's way too big. That's way too small. That's good enough. It's light red, which should be dark red, but that's okay. But this X is not centered in any way. That's funny. See, it just goes back. Yeah, the thing that like tighten it broke, and I just haven't gotten to fix it. So how we do that is simple. How we fix it is simple, right? Justify content by default works vertically, so there's a little movement. Align items works horizontally. So what we want here, close modal. Show. So there is our modal. Very cool. And sometimes I used to do like the background press, which you still can do. It's just, you know, folks don't always know to click the background to close something. So they may be confused on how they close it. So maybe having both works, but I mean, doing the other way is super easy. I guess I could just do it. Backdrop press. It's going to be close modal. Right now, if I press back here, it does the same thing. Okay, so we got create post. What we need here is the create post thunk. Create post thunk is going to do that. What we want to do const new post equals object dot assign, create a new reference to stuff to the current post slice, so that we can update it so it's no longer read only. Okay. New post dot user, new post dot created date. That's it. That's all we got to do. Okay. And then we are adding it to the posts. Sounds good. So we'll go here. What we should do first, though, do all these things. We won't do any validation. We can do a validation. It's like, hey, if it's less than 10, we can fix it. But my first post. And then what we want to do here is actually do on success. Void. On error. Create post thunk. I always prompt them to just reload the app. They lose stuff, but a lot of times it's just a corrupted session. They mashed on too many buttons. There was an issue saving and all the things, you know. But if I hit create post, so that's what, okay, this is what was happening before. We're not showing, oh. So post the show, if I were to console.log posts, it's probably going to work now. Yeah. It's going to work, but we can see posts is there. But if I add a console.log posts to show posts, right? So we have redux. This is we call it a dump, right? It's just an object with just an object key value pairs being the ID of the post and the post itself. So when we are done when we create a post, we're adding to that dump. We're just adding it in there. So this value has that object that we're working with. Post to show is just a memoized version of this object in a list form so that we can display it in a list sorted by the created date. What we're going to see is I'm going to add a second post. What we're going to see is that this post log is going to contain two values, whereas this is not going to show again. So let me go ahead and do that. And we'll fix that. It should reset. Right? So we got posts, and this is where we can see the benefit of use memo, right? Imagine this is a major list, but posts in this case is logged twice, right? Once and twice. The reason it's logged twice is because we have two posts, and there could be many other things that contribute to the re-renders. But in this case, we have two post documents. So it's going to render the first one and then render the second one. And then again, super ignorant as always. Please let me know about the life cycle of React Native and if this is correct or not. But we have two posts. We can see that here. We have one ID here. We have a second ID here, followed by these objects. When the first post is rendered, this log is called. When the second post is rendered, this log is called. What we can see here, but we have an issue right now, which is this is not updating. This is not updating because the list, the scroll view, uses posts to show. Post to show is a memo which takes that object, turns it into a list, and then sorts it by the created date. Now, if we go ahead and do this, posts, what you'll see is that it's going to update like it did before. And if I were to like resave this, or if I were to make a little change, we can see that both of them re-render. Let me do that again, sorry. But if I, create a third post, I'll just do it. No, this is good. what we can see is that we have posts. Okay, it looks like posts is just rendered twice. So I guess what I was lying before about it re-rendering based on the number of posts. Um, but we can see that posts here is logged twice, whereas post to show is logged just once. And what that means is that this is calculated just one time. No matter how many times the parent, the component home here re-renders, the calculations to sort is only rendered one time. So that was the issue with that stuff not showing. So what we need to do here though is, when I press on this, it's still populated. We don't want that. So what we need to do is do current post actions dot reset. And then there we go. That's good. Now as if I refresh the app, you see nothing is there. That's because we're not loading any data based for the current user. All right, so let me pull up Firebase. Let me do that up here actually. So we can see that these posts are created. This is a test post. Don't care about that. We just want these, right? And let's take a look at these documents, right? So we have create date, which is the date.now value. We have the ID, which matches the collection ID here, right? So this is the collection. These are the document IDs. These are used to retrieve the value. One way to use to retrieve the values. We have the text itself, and then we have a foreign key, which is the ID of the user. So if I go over to user, we can see that we have 6HW. So when we load the app, what we're going to say is saying, okay, we have that auth email, right? We're doing on auto login. Using this email, find me the user document where user.email is equal to that auth email. Once we're signed, and once we grab that information, then we can say, okay, now we have this document, this user document, which has this ID. It uses this email, but the ID property is the document ID. Find me all posts where post.user is equal to that ID. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we need first is a thunk for posts. And I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. Maybe there's an easier one. That's okay. I'll just copy this. Okay. We'll do this. Get posts for user thunk. We're going to provide it with an email. We're going to go to services. We have posts. Do we have user? We do. We're going to use this. Remember this where query that we're using? I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm going to create a post here, a post query. So what did we call that thunk? It's going to be the same thing, minus the thunk part. So we're passing an email. We have a where criteria, where user, right, is going to be the dot user property. We're going to get documents with criteria, and we're going to use post, and it's going to be post. Right, so given a user.id, given a user.id, retrieve all of the posts that the user has created, returns list of posts. Okay, that's good. And we're doing the response handling here, right? So with this document, this function here, it's API function. We are returning back a data and an error property always. So we just work based on that. So now what we do is do posts for user equals await, get posts for user.id, dispatch post actions.add posts. We don't want, remember we were doing that for the user because there only should be one user, but we're doing a where query, so it returns back that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't really need it on success or anything. We just won't show it. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the ID here. I mean, that's just better. We could use user ID, but we're gonna use this elsewhere, and we just want this to be like a general function. Okay. So now, question to you is where do you think this goes? I'm gonna put it inside of the root file here. So I'm actually gonna go not here. I'm gonna go to the login user thunk, and then that's gonna do that, and I'm gonna do dispatch user actions. Not quite actually. Dispatch get posts for user thunk user dot, and this is where I'm going to specify user dot ID because in this case we're just talking about the user ID. Okay. And we don't really care for these. So now if I refresh this, user thunk, refresh uno mas. There they are. Sweet. Okay. Now we got to figure out why this stuff isn't loading. So we got postcard users because this is for the fake users. So that's why. What we got to do is const users equals use app selector users const user current user equals use app selector state. Not quite what we want. Users host dot user. Show. Beautiful. Yeah, we're starting to move through this thing. Okay. So then that's post card. What we want is the post page here. I think we're doing the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so current user. Now if I go here, there we go. Now if I click on here, there we go. And it's already filtering for us. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then it's just an endless cycle of things. I'm here. Okay. So what we're going to do is add a temporary logout button. We'll do that here. Is it log out or log out? Should do sign out. I feel like it's definitely sign capital O-U-T. No. No. And then what we're going to do, I don't know what we do here actually. Do we just do this? Oh, that's post detail page. We don't want that. Bad spot, bad spot. We want it on the home. It's fine. So it should take us back to the. It should take us there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to happen there. Maybe a replace with the sign up, but that's okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and create a second user. Second user. Second user A. Matt +1 at trouthousetech.com. Okay. So now we're here. We're still signed in as that user, and we don't see anybody's posts, right? So now what we need to do is inside of what we're going to do actually is replace. I'm going to go to the root. We're going to go here, and instead of getting the, this is a good idea, but what we're just going to do is just get all the posts, if I'm being honest. We don't have any users, right? So we don't need to worry about performance. We just want to get going. So if get posts for user, what we need here is export const get all posts equals async. Oh, excuse me. Const response equals await get documents. Okay, so we need another one of these functions. Okay, let me open up code. I'm in heart v2. Document retriever. What we want is this: get all documents with path. Store. Snapshot. Get documents from query snapshot. Boom, boom, boom. What we just want to do is data is going to be documents. Error is going to be null. Catch error. Boom. Return data null. Catch error. I think we just do this. Cool. Now we can do is get documents, get all documents with path, Firebase collections dot post. Response dot error. We're going to do that. else, we are going to return that as that. And then in this case, I think what we do is also just return back all of the users, right? Because in an ideal scenario, we're not loading all users. We're not loading all posts. We're loading the post needed for the initial render, which is like, I don't know, the most recent post, the most recent 50 post, or the post for my friends because I'm on like a friends page or for you page for reference, and then we would retrieve the users for those posts, or maybe we retrieve more users, all of our friends, but then also the people we might be enjoy like and might enjoy following. Um, but in this case, like I said, we have no users or anything, so we're just going to load all of the users instead of uh, trying to be super specific about the data flow and all that stuff. So okay, so we have get all posts thunk, which is good. Get all posts. Could not retrieve all posts. Get all posts. Okay. Then we have a user thunk. Let's just go ahead and get all users as well. Get all users thunk. We're just going to do that. We're going to go to post, so that brings us over here. We're actually going to call get all posts, get all users. User, do that. Then we're going to go to user thunk, and this is going to be get all users. Users actions dot add users. Sweet. So then what we want is root. We are here. Get posts for user thunk. We want get all users. We want get all posts. So log in the user. We're going to, we don't need this. I mean, we should have this, yeah. Get all users thunk. All right, let me get rid of this. What about imports here? So that's doing that. That's getting all of the posts. We don't need the ID. See, that should just remove it, Don't lie to me. There are the other posts. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So those are the posts. Let's try a friend request. Let's go ahead and do that. That'd be fun. What a nerd. What a nerd. Hear me? That'll be fun. I mean, if we do friend request, then we got to show the friend requests, which I think is fine. I think here could have a listener, but we would need one. Trying to think, what should we do next? We could do a like, we could do a comment, but okay, let's go ahead and do the friend request. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay. So what we need is we have app, we need to go to user. We have user info. We're going to need a touchable opacity. Manage friendship. Add friend style. And I think what we should do is have a manage friendship button. Yeah, I think that's it. And what we should do in this case is props. Other user is going to be user. And we could use current user if this button is only going to be present on this screen, but maybe that is the case. But we'll just plan for if this manage, because if you go to Twitter, there's the following and the button, the follow button is all over the place. So we got current user, okay. Friend button. Sure. Just because we have to manage the state here, we don't want to do that. So what we should do though is have a view. Friendship button. And this is where we're going to need position absolute. So I don't know what we did here. Okay, we got that. That's fine. Okay, so we got that button there. That's cool. What we want here is primary. I'm going to do style. Friend text. I mean, I think we can just do button text. Okay. So now what we need is another document type. Which is friendship. What that means is that we need another service file, friendship.ts. Let's see if it makes it for us. Woo, 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 tiger. Nope, didn't think so. Friendship, it's so funny. So then we need a new type. So we're going to need ID. It's going to be the document ID. We're going to need users, which is a string of IDs. We're going to need the requester, which is a string. We're going to need a date created date. Are we using this elsewhere? Yeah. Do the INP. That's Texas, baby. Status. Export enum friendship status. Friendship. I think it's just friendship. It's cute. People. At least they look like it. Status, friendship, status. We don't want block because we'll have a separate blocked collection. Crash and burn. We can't follow back. Friendship status, created date. We'll have rejected dates. I think if it's rejected, we'll just leave it in the pending status. And then they can't do anything to like stop it. I mean, they can, but well, I mean, we'll deal with that later. But I think this is good. Yeah, I don't think we need anything else. Okay, so friendship document, friendship, friendship, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's good. Get ships for user, where users, array contains user, right? So users is a list of strings. User is going to be an ID. We're going to say, given an ID, find me the documents where document.users, which again is a list of strings, contains, like that array, that list contains whatever value we're specifying. So that's what's going on here. Super, super simple. And I don't know that we would, oh, so that's not right. But I don't know that we would ever want to retrieve all posts for anybody. Even in this scenario, because I don't care about all, I don't ever care. I care about all of the posts. I care about all the users at this point because it's small. But you know, if there's 3 users and user A requests friendship to user B, user C shouldn't know anything about that friendship. They can look at it by looking at the friends list, but in terms of the actual friendship stuff. We don't care about that. Okay, so we got that source. Now we need a feature. We need friendships.ts. Go to users. Go to here. Friendships. Users. Let's do just user. Friendship. Boom, 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 boom. Users. Oops. Friendship. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Friendship's just weird. It just seems like an off word, you know? I don't know if we need anything for that. Okay. So we got the services. We need the thunks now. Get friendships for user thunk. We have the ID. Get friendships for user. Using that ID, we have friendships, right? And the reason we have a thunk, right? So this is actually calling the API function, which is retrieving the data from Firebase. This is passing it back to a thunk. This should only ever be called by a thunk, not the UI or like a hook or anything. The reason we're calling and we have this thunk is because we have access to Redux and this dispatch function. Yeah, so then we can just we need to update Redux. That's really all it is. For the user, okay, so I want to do something. How do I? Let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, how do I specify the simulator? Select the simulator. Okay, so I got this. I guess we'll have to do login, huh? Okay. Shift I. What do I got? 15 Pro. Let's do the 15 Pro Max. All right. Please make an install development build on the device first. Okay, we won't do that. We'll figure that out in the next one. Oh, I know we have 15 Pro Max here. Is this going to work? No, it doesn't look like it. That's okay. That's all right. Okay, so we're signed in as not Matt Ruiz, the other user. We'll need some profile. We'll probably do like a menu button here, but that's okay. So here I want to add a friend. I want to add this individual as a friend. Okay. Equals use app dispatch. Add friend dispatch. So then we need a thunk. Create friendship thunk. Other user is going to be a string. It's just the ID. friendship, users, the requester is going to be the user ID. The status is going to be friendship status dot pending, created date, date dot now, created date string. I don't think we have a util function for that, no. No, we don't. So let's go ahead and do that. Date fns expo. Yeah, I think we just use it. Okay. Documentation. Let's go ahead and get this installed. Expo install date fns. Expo install. Okay, so let's go ahead and format the date. I think that's it. So day of the month, we want double D, double lowercase d, double uppercase D, M, and then lowercase y. So I guess we can't do string, which is fine. Should we miss anything? 6, so what we got? It's good. Okay. Now what we want to do is create friendship document, new friendship. We want to do dispatch friendship actions dot add friendship. Boom, boom, boom. I cannot relate to you. For this, we do want it on success. Okay. So we have create friendship thunk. We're going to go here and do create friendship thunk. Another user.id. Just sent. We'll just leave it at that. I don't like punctuation in my alerts unless it's an exclamation point or a question mark. Then I think that's fine. But I think it just takes up space. It's small, but it's not that fun. Okay, let's do something else. So, what we want to do is const friendships equals use app selector existing friendship equals use memo. And yeah, I feel like people are eventually going to catch on and be like, oh, Matt, you're making your app less performant by using use memo when you shouldn't. It just helps my brain knowing that something is only going to get calculated one time. And then eventually, maybe the performance stuff can be worked on. But so what we want is return object dot values friendships dot find a dot users dot includes other user dot id. We don't need. I mean, we will need this eventually. Yeah. So I'll just keep this. Right, because I'll be looking at other people's friendships and what's going on here? I'll be looking at other people's friends lists, so therefore I would have other friendship documents that are not mine. So it is important to do this, and maybe we probably store that somewhere in Redux by itself, but yeah. So what we want to do here as well is to const text to show. So if there is an existing friendship, it's lower over here. So if there is an existing friendship, if existing friendship dot status equals friendship status dot accepted, we can just return friends since parse date into string. I feel like that's going to be way too much, but that's okay. Create a date. Not true. I'm just going to do friends because it's really the date that I accepted it, but we're not storing that. If friendship.status, boom, if existing friendship.status equals pending, or remember what we said earlier about the rejected? I haven't even been running it the whole time, which is funny. Because we haven't needed it. We've been doing a lot of setup and stuff. Unable to resolve module formatters index.js from users tutorial social media date format. Does it not work? feel like I just can't use this. Okay, I will not spend a bunch of time on this. I'll figure it out. So let's see. What do I got to do? I have to install package expo. To remove. How to format dates in expo. Sure. Okay, that should fix it. Okay. So we're here. Friend request sent. Okay. Create friendship doc. That's inside of here. Friendships. Is it same thing as before? It just wasn't updating here. Pending. So now if I go to Firebase, and I refresh, we can see that there is now a friendship between these two users. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I'm gonna see this now. So sign out, replace. What if I do that? Very cool. Okay, let me just refresh though. Because what we need is a create account. Let's do at the bottom here, element container. What is element container? I guess, okay, sure. Element container, what's this doing? This is just doing the width, assign, okay. A minute, it's exactly what we want. Guess we don't need that. One second. Sorry about that. I almost didn't turn it back on. Okay, so we have this. Let's go ahead and just do. It's okay. We can just go ahead and do some spacing. So that means that here we need a sign in .tsx. Just copy a lot of this. Welcome to the social media app. We just need the name and the password. We just need the email and the password, sorry. Too much. Sign in. Don't have an account, go to sign up. Okay, what we need is, how are we doing this in the sign up, I guess? So yeah, I think we should do the email. Okay, so in this case, take user to app thunk. That's what we should do. And then we have login user thunk is what we want. Sign in with email and password. Email and password, everything is good, then we're good. Now what we want to do is const user. User actions dot set user. So now we actually want to do the take user to the app thunk. I guess we don't need that. Yeah, it's a bit extra, but that's okay. Okay, so we have sign in, so that does that. Cool. Got a good flow of stuff. Sign in, pass, sign in. That goes here, that goes here. And then, 1 second. Big sneeze, big sneeze. Here, so then we take the user to the home screen. Sweet. So now if let me go ahead and sign in. Password. Okay, I'm gonna go to Firebase. This is how you would reset a password for a user. Reset password, but instead what I'm going to do is actually just create the new account. So add user. And then up here I will create that password, bring that down here, and sign in. There we go. So now I need to go to my profile. And that'll be the end of this video. We got 20 minutes here. I feel like I should just end it there. No. Oh. Yeah, I think we should end it there. I guess what I'll do, we'll just keep going. It's gonna be very similar to user info, but yeah, it'll be different. Sneeze guy. Should be. Yeah, we'll just do this for now, and then change it as we go. Okay, so then on the home screen, we'll have a left button. Child text will be profile. Come on. Very cool. So then my profile no longer uses current user, just use user, which is just user. There we go. On this thing here, though, okay, so this is user info, manage friendship button. We it's weird name, weird scenario, but we'll probably fix this as it goes on. I just want to show. So ID does not equal user.id. And this is where it's starting to get like a little fishy because we're like using user info for two things, which is great, but there's probably gonna be other information here that we have to like conditionally show or not show. We want to stay away from that for show. For show. Okay. So friends here. We got friends again, which is another component here. Um, maybe I feel like I'm just doing bad practices here. It's okay. We'll just do it and then um, go from there. But I think what we're going to do is have a friends list for two different people. A friends list for my profile and a friends list for like viewing somebody else. It's just now we're getting into like messy file structure and we'll have to fix that in another video. Plus I gotta wrap up and get this going. So const friendships. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to end it here. I don't have time. Friendships for user is blank. Friendship is blank as well. Okay, so what that means is take user to the app thunk is not retrieving. Get friendships for user thunk, which is going to take in user.id. Friendships from thunk. Get friendships for user thunk. Take user to the app thunk. Check the root. That's doing this. No documents were found for this. Users array dot contains Array contains the user. Maybe we need an index for this? I don't think so. Oh, we know it's there. Oh. Duh. There we go. So now if I go to my profile, there it is. Right, so now we'd have to display this out, show the image, show the name, and then take the user to their profile, manage the accept, decline, manage the accept, decline flow. So yeah, we'll stop there. So recap of what we did. Got a little bit of time. Recap what we did. A ton. So we created a create post modal. That was the first thing we did. We added this floating action button, this fab, F-A-B, which shows this modal. We're using React Native modal instead of the modal provided by the React Native library. It's just one I've been using. It is outdated, which sucks. I think it was like April or September of last year. So we'll have to address that, but it's what I'm comfortable with up until this point. So, and I don't want to like fiddle around with the modal. I'm trying to prevent as much fiddling around in these videos as possible. Unless it's for something like Firebase or Redux or router or all those goods, right? So, we created this modal. This modal is hooked up to Redux. We also created a post builder slice, which has a single property called is post modal open. The reason we have this inside of Redux is because we'll prompt this modal in many places. Do it from the main screen. We'll do it from my profile. If I'm looking at your profile, eventually I'll hit the plus button and it'll tag you in it or something like that. And this and so yeah, we access this from many different places. So we don't want to declare inside of layout we have create post modal here. The reason we have it in layout is so that this shows everywhere in the app, right? We don't want to declare this. We could declare this on the home screen. We could declare it on the profile, on my profile, your profile, all the places that we're using it, but we don't want to do that. We could if we wanted to, but I don't want to do that. So we just declare it at the root for layout. Looks like we can declare various things here in the layout, which is nice as opposed to doing that. Maybe we can put the safe area view in here. I didn't think about that. But yeah, that's why we hook it up to Redux, is so that we can just anywhere in Redux we can say, hey, open up this modal, and then it updates Redux, and then the modal here, which uses an isVisible prop, opens up that modal. And then we just have local state for this. No, we don't. We are using the current post slice for this. We have a description input. I don't know if we did this if we've done this in this project yet, but we have these forms. We extract out these inputs into our own input, which uses a current X slice, which in this case is current post, and then it just manages the life cycle of it by itself. So that when we go to create the post, we are calling create post thunk, and then this thunk has access to that current post slice, right? So it's just everything is in charge of its own self, and then when it comes time to actually perform like a CRUD operation, we can just access this current X slice to do the things. That's going ahead and create the post, and then that's what adds it here. If I go to the home screen, we can see that we have post to show. Everything is starting to become, everything is dynamic at this point, so we're starting to work with that more. Post to show is a memo, which, posts is a dump. Anytime we grab posts from Firebase, we delete, update, we perform a CRUD operation on a post, we're updating Redux and we're updating Firebase. Redux, in this case, for posts, is just a dump, which has a bunch of objects in them, key value pairs. This is how all the dumps work. We have a dump for posts, we have a dump for users, we have a dump for friendships, those three. So as we're retrieving those values, we're just adding it to the dump so that we can use it later, as opposed to like rendering consistently on the fly. Maybe that's eventually what we'll do, but in some capacity. But yeah. So, and we're sorting by date. We have a use memo. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see that the console.log thing I was saying, you want to limit the number of times this is calculated to only one, as many, as many as needed, right? So, so yeah, what else? We talked about, we showed how do we create, this text area. By default, it's one line. This input, the React Native text input, that's all this is, right? Just a wrapper. Default is one line. So in order to mimic a text area, we need to do a couple things. One is we need to visibly update the height of this text area, which we do by passing a property. And then we also need to increase the number of lines, as well as specify the multi-line property. This is what really triggers the actual text area. I mean, these two both, to be honest, they trigger um, um, the text area flow. So you can see use it with multi-line set to true to be able to fill the lines, which is just filling the lines. Let's see. So we created sign in here. The sign in flow. We actually did a bunch in this video. Created a sign in flow, sign up flow. We didn't do much. Just added the sign in stuff. Let's see, create post modal, input, friends. We'll have to fix this. Like I said, we have a friends right now for, like, if I'm viewing your profile, I can see your friends, but then we're also using this right now to display my friends on my profile. We have a user detail page, which is like what I'm looking at yours and others, but we have a my profile page or a screen or a route or whatever it is, which is for my specific one. Right now we are sharing stuff, which ran out of time. We are sharing components and things across those two. Although they're going to be extremely similar, we need to separate them. So yeah. And I think maybe for user info, we just take out the manage friendship button. I don't know that we want that there, but yeah, we'll figure that out. Create a bunch of service files for retrieving various data. Let me do this. Create a bunch of redux slices, updated redux slices, create a bunch of thunks to manage the data. Create this. We'll have to figure out how to handle dates. I'll turn to the tweeter for that. But yeah, sweet. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions. And next week we'll continue digging into this. We'll finish out the friends stuff. And work. Yeah, we'll finish out the friends stuff and work, and that'll push us towards probably messages, and extracting out, separating the my profile page from the user detail page. We'll extract that out. That should be quick, maybe a little time consuming, but tedious and quick. Yeah, whatever. And then that'll open up the introduction to the real-time listeners. So as I have the app open, if you send me a friend request or you like my posts, I should see that in real time, right? You don't have to close Twitter to open it back up to see that stuff. So we'll do that via a real-time listener, and yeah, go from there. Sweet. So this is episode 5. I'll be back next week for 6. Thanks.